Bingo. Okay, we are recording. So, welcome to Strategies for Success. Today is Facebook Parties Do's and Don'ts. Next week, tentatively planned is the topic is work smarter, not harder. How to avoid time wasters. I think that was thanks to you, Christine, wasn't it? We chatted, yeah. You weren't the only one that came up with that topic.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So, if I hear more than one person ask, that tends to tell me, okay, we need to chat about it. And again, guys, if there's anything in your business that you have questions on, want to learn more, please give me those ideas so that we can make them a topic for discussion. And then last week, we talked about text replacement, and I posted, it's 2 posts, how to do text replacement, one for Android systems and one for iOS systems, Apple versus, Google, Samsung, etc. And those are posted in the guides on Dream Achievers. So you can go in there and see how to do that. I swear, my morning could be so quiet, and then as soon as I get on a meeting, the texts start popping up. So today, Facebook, when it comes to doing virtual parties, every little thing helps, from your mindset to what you're posting to how you set up the party, every little thing, to where you want everything to come together to have a successful party. So in the way of party setup, okay, I'm going to do a screen share because you guys may know, but there's some that are watching that may not know this. Let's see if I can get this over. Okay, so one of the things I do when I set up a party, and we have a how to set up a Facebook party in the guides on Dream Achievers. It is the classic version. I need to update that with the new version. It's just a matter of finding where things are located now, but I can do that. I'm going to do that video, post it, just to make it faster and easier for you guys. So one of the things I do, and I believe it's thanks to Pam, Mary Haynes used to do this all the time, and I never asked how, is I always put a little emoji after the title. And I don't like a bland title. I just don't put Lisa's Pampered Chef Party. I like to term it with the season, because one thing is, you've got people in the party probably that have been to Pampered Chef parties in the past. You want to differentiate this. How is this different from another party that some of the customers may have been to? Here's another one, for example, that I have going right now. I'm doing spring parties, and then I put the little tulips there. It just kind of makes it pop. But the main reason I like this is for me, in that I typically do 4 to 5 parties a week. And when you search your groups, I can have 10 Brendas or 5 Lisas. These emojis, my eyes can go right to them, and I know what party I'm going to on Facebook to open up, rather than click one and oops, that's the wrong Lisa, or that's the wrong Brenda. Okay, so it helps me find the party faster as well. And when you're setting up the party, the first thing through the setup, number one, you want to make it private, not public. Okay, it is just the host and her guests and anyone invited. If you make it public, you can get stalkers coming into the party, and some people may feel uncomfortable. And as you're doing the setup for the party, right after you hit create party, the first thing you want to do is change your notification settings. Get in the habit of that, because as an admin on the party and the consultant on the party, you definitely want to change your notifications first off. When I'm creating the party, one of the things I do based on experience, I have a second Facebook profile, Allie Kathy, which is, my nickname's Allie and my maiden name is Kathy. when you're creating it, it has a box there. Do you want to add any guests or invite any guests right now? The only one I invite is my second profile. Never invite the guest or invite the host when you're creating the party. You don't invite the host till down the line, and I'm going to talk about that. Okay. So the reason I add my second profile, I don't go into my second profile and join the group yet. It's just a safety valve measure for me. Because we never know what Facebook is going to come out with in the future. And there's been a few times over the years where I've been in Facebook jail or been blocked from posting or doing something. And then typically real quick, we figure out what it is. If I can't use my normal profile to post or interact on the party, I have my second profile that I can jump over, join the group, and use that second profile to run the party. When this first happened to me, I know I've had to message hosts, hey, can you post this? Can you post this? I can't post on the party. That's not fun to do. Okay. You don't have to do that. I am just giving you some tips and tricks on, what I do just in case, plan A, plan B, so to speak. Now, another thing that I do that I know a lot of people don't do is when you're in the party and right after I create the party, you're going to want to go to settings right here. And when you go to settings, the first one is name and description. And guys, you always, always, always want to put a party description. Just recently, I was reviewing some consultants' parties to give them some tips and tricks on how to have better parties. And several of them did not have a party description. You need to have this, and it's what this does. It kind of condenses all the rules about the party in one spot. And it always sits at the top of the page under about or party description, depending on what format the people have. They can always go there, always see the rules, so to speak. Okay. So always put in a party description. Now, let's see here if I can do this, if I can minimize the sidebar always. Let me move this. Okay, we're going to cancel that. Now, one of the other things that I do is come down to customize group. Okay, I always pick a group color. Now, it'll try to match what works best with the cover photo you have. I always just click that one. The reason I do this is some people pay attention to the colors of their groups, and they pick up on it. If they see a color that's a group, they're going to want to open and check out. That's why I do it. It takes 2 seconds, less than that, to change the group color. And then the other thing you want to do that I find actually helps with the Facebook algorithm is you want to customize the Facebook link. Typically, it'll come up facebook.com/groups and a whole bunch of numbers and letters. Typically, I put what I have for the Pampered Chef party link. In this case, Brenda Bly. I usually always use some form of the host address, or excuse me, host name when I do this. The reason is when people or the host is sharing the Facebook URL with somebody to try to join the group, if it has the host name in there, people feel more comfortable. It's a psychological thing as opposed to a whole bunch of numbers. They don't know, man, am I going to a page where I'm going to get scammed into something or somebody's going to steal my profile? This makes it more comfortable for her friends to want to click because it's got her name here in the link. Now, one of the things you want to do as well, if you're not doing it, is in Consultants Corner. Let me pull up a party here. When you go here, you see links, and it's where we have the shopping link, the party link. You always want to copy and paste that Facebook URL into the event link here on Consultants Corner under the party. What this does, it creates an extra step. So when people click the party link, this right here, Facebook event page will show up. So if the host is sharing their party link, because we want the host to share the party link, not the Facebook link, is when people click the party link, now they can go into and shop, or they can click this to come over to the Facebook group page and request to join. It's kind of kill two birds with one stone. So that's why I do that. I just tell the host, share your party link with people. They can come in. If they haven't seen their invite, they can click your link, click Facebook event page, and ask to join the party. So that's pretty important right there as well. Okay, so let me stop the share real quick. One of the things is some of us have Post My Party, Cinch Share, automatic third-party scheduling programs that we use. I happen to use Facebook Scheduler because it works faster and easier for me with the way I run my parties. Now, this might be a topic of conversation for one of our talks here, is if anybody wants to learn about these third-party posting programs, we can certainly do a chat on it. Post My Party is the one I grew up with, that Cinch Share. They all have pros and cons. Over the years, Facebook has changed. It used to be we could only use Cinch Share, not Post My Party on groups. You know, one would work on groups, one wouldn't work on events. And it's like every 8 months you're switching and changing because one will work, one won't, because of the Facebook changes. I just got tired of all that BS, so to speak. And that's why I just went with Facebook Scheduler. It just works fine for me. If you are using a third-party posting program, such as PMP or Post My Party, now, after you create the party, is the time you want to link your party to Post My Party before you have the host coaching call, before you invite the host, etc. And the reason is this. I just recently did some party reviews for some consultants, and I'm going along following the post, and all of a sudden there's a post here that consultant connected Post My Party, to this group. And people are like, what the heck is this post? You know, and it shows up as a post on the party when you do that connection. So you want that right at the very beginning, because people then won't see it. Then you want to post your welcome post on the party. So that welcome post is on there, ready to go. When the host is invited and starts inviting people, the first thing people see is the welcome post and the party description. We don't want to cover that up because that has very important information. Let me share my screen one more time here real quick. I want to show you. Let's see here if I can scroll. Whoops, I'm in the wrong view here. Let me go over to Brenda's because I wanted to show you something. Sorry about that, guys. I wish there was a button we could push and just automatically be right at the beginning. So this is where I created the group. Then the cover photo, that's all underneath. But then this is my welcome post. And I always put, for me, I always put the guest special on here so people know what they can get for free. And then I have my welcome post. Now, I do not invite the host to be an admin unless they specifically ask and they have a valid reason. There is no reason that I can think of. Now, I could be wrong on this. If anybody has any input, I'm open to suggestions. But a lot of times people want to be admins so that they can do different things. And I had one host a while back. Valid reason she asked to be admin, and she started changing the settings, and then people couldn't get into the group, and it just kind of created a headache. Okay. You can send reminders once the host invites everyone. You can go, and I'm going to show you this in just a moment, go in and send reminders to everybody. You don't have to have the host do that. I'd rather have control over the group page than have the host go in and mess up my settings. So now we're set to have the host coaching call once the party is created. You do not invite the host until the end of the host coaching call, after you've gone over all the Facebook rules. You know, how to invite, no more than 10 at a time, with about a 3 to 5 second pause in between. You want to make sure the host knows how to check their notifications, because some hosts don't. And the first thing the host needs to do is click join, and then they can invite. One of the things is you want to ask the host, are you inviting on a mobile device or a computer? If they say mobile device, such as phone or tablet, you want to remind the host to do their invites in one location, such as home. Don't do some from home, some from work, some from the grocery store, some while driving around. Mobile devices ping off of cell towers. And if they're inviting from all different locations, Facebook sees this host inviting a lot of people to a group from all these different IP addresses. It throws up a red flag to Facebook that this person may be a scammer, and it's just an extra risk factor that the host may end up in jail. I don't want that to happen. So I just tell the host, hey, you know, do it at home. Do all your invites at home. Unless you have access to a computer, you know, then you're fine. Lately, and it's kind of on the downswing, for about 2 months there, we had an issue and it kind of went away, and I've noticed it starting back up here and there. It has to do with the host's personal use of Facebook. What I'm coaching my host to do now is, or what I'm explaining to my host, is when you get to 90 to 100 people invited, I want to give you a heads up that you may get a message that says you are blocked from inviting any more people to this group. I tell my host, don't panic, and let me explain why. Okay, it's something to do with Facebook and the way you interact on Facebook. I don't get into nitty-gritty details. I basically say, if you get that message, stop. Do not keep trying to invite. Wait until the next day and slowly start inviting again. And you may get to another 90 to 100 and get that message again. And that is one reason you want to have your host call 2 to 3 days before the party starts. You know, in a perfect world, you know, sometimes we don't have that luxury, but that's why I schedule my host calls 2 to 3 days before the party starts, so the host has time in case they run into this situation. They have plenty of time to get their invites done. Now, you want to know how many Facebook friends a host has before you have the host call. Number one, you have to be friends with them on Facebook. If you go to their Facebook profile and you look at friends, it'll have a little number next to it, and that's the number of Facebook friends they have. And you want to write that down. Sometimes they have their settings set where their friends list is private. You can't see it. I simply message my host, hey, Sally, I'm setting up your party page. I have a favor to ask. Can you please click your Facebook profile, look at friends, and tell me the number that it has next to friends? And they'll message me the number. It's just explain you have your settings set to private where I can't see it. And I explain, I need that number because it determines the party format that I use for your party, which is a legitimate question because, for example, with events, you know, we're typically limited to 500 people. And if the person has 800 people, I want to make sure I do a group for them, that type of thing. I've never run into an issue asking a host for the number of friends that they have. And then what I do is I have a little piece of paper taped right here on the wall. I have the date of my parties. Then I have the party URL. Brenda Bly is one of them, the one I was just showing you. I have the number of Facebook friends she has, and I have the time zone that the host is in. Because a lot of times I'll have one week, I'll have a party Pacific time, Mountain time, Central time, and Eastern time. And that can get really confusing. So I want to know what time zone the host is in. So when I schedule my posts, I schedule them at the correct time, because all posts are scheduled based on the host's time, not your time. Okay. Leading up to the party, every day I check in with the host. I say, great job on inviting. I'm showing that you have 200 of 600 friends invited, keep going. And it puts a reminder, a little tickle in the host's brain. Oh, I got to get the invites done. So in the case of, and you want to have the host get as close to all their friends as possible, obviously. And you can gauge whether the host is really inviting or not to know whether to message the host, hey, we got to get these invites done. Let's get going. Let's get cracking. Pre-party starts such and such a day. It gives you a guide to know when the host is done inviting. One of my hard, fast rules is I won't start a party until the host is done inviting. I tried that years ago, and all I do is get resentful, because then, if there's only 8 people in the party and the host has 500 Facebook friends, I know the host isn't on board. I start feeling resentful. The party's a waste of time. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of the host's time. And I explain to the host, the most time you put into this party is the host coaching call and the 5 minutes it takes to invite. Let's get it done. If the host isn't inviting, offer to reschedule the party, because maybe there's a valid reason. We talked about that last week. 1 in 10 people on average, 1 in 10 people invited will RSVP and join the party. If you want a super duper stellar party, you want to shoot for 30 to 50 people going or joining, which means 300 to 500 people invited. Once the invites are done and before the party starts, because I tell my host, have your invites done by Friday morning, I send the host a message on Messenger for them to copy and paste onto their personal Facebook page. And it's the only post I give them for their personal page. And it's a post that simply says, hey friends, just want you to know I'm having an online Pampered Chef party that starts Sunday, runs for the week. I just sent out invites. Check your notifications if you want to go. And if you haven't, I put in the hyperlink. Here's the link to go right to my party page to request to join. And the reason I have the host post that on their personal page is, even though she sent out 500 invites, statistically, believe it or not, there are more than half the people out there don't know how to check their notifications on Facebook, or they do and they don't. I know for the first couple of years, until I really learned Facebook, I never checked my notifications. Okay. So number one, they don't know they got an invite. So by the host posting that, all her friends, it's going to come up on their news feed. They're going to say, oh, I guess I better go check my notifications. Or I give them the hyperlink in that post to go right to the party page. Okay. You want the host to post at least once a day on the party, and a fun and exciting engagement post, or a fun and engaging engagement post. Now, I have got hundreds of these. I know I've chatted with a few of you that say, oh, I don't know, I can't find any engagement posts. If you just kind of calm your mind and think, you can Google a ton of these. It's like, what's your worst kitchen disaster? what's your favorite pizza topping? It can be anything out there, just a fun and engaging question. You know, what foods do you refuse to eat? Now, if any of you need any examples, let me know. I can start a file on Dream Achievers here, and we can start dumping host engagement posts for people to use if you need them. Now, I send my host the engagement posts. I don't have them come up with it because the hosts are busy. I'm here to make, help the host have a successful party. So every afternoon at 3 p.m. the host time, I send them the picture, because you want to have a picture and the wording to copy and paste onto the party page. The reason I have them do it, or I give it to them at 3 p.m., I would like to have that posted between 3 and 6, which is typically the time people get off work and they get on their devices and they start checking Facebook before they get home and start cooking dinner. I do the morning engagement post. I have the host do the afternoon, evening engagement post. And I explain to the host the reason you want to post at least once a day on the party, this engagement post. When I post on the party as consultant, only the people who have joined the group see what I post. When you post that engagement post, every single person you invited, all 500 people you invited see it, the people in the party, but it's going to show up on your friends' news feeds. And every day that you post, we're going to see more and more people joining the party because they're going to see this fun post that you posted come through. And they're going to say, what the heck is this? They're going to click it. It brings them into the party. They're going to see how much fun it is. And they're going to join, see that they were invited, and they're going to click join because that join button is going to show up right there in front of them, and they're going to click join. So that's the other reason. I coach my hosts to, I usually ask them, are you a liker of posts? Do you click that blue thumbs up? And most all the time they say, oh yeah, they click that like button underneath a comment or a post. I say, okay, what you want to do, click and hold like, and it brings up that little emoji bar, okay? Because if you just tap it, you're going to get the blue thumbs up. But if you tap and hold, it brings up the emoji bar. I tell the host, you want to click the red heart. You want to love, not like. The reason is, when Facebook sees people loving posts, they will boost that post in front of people. If they get a blue thumbs up, a like, that tells Facebook, this post is mediocre, okay, we're not going to boost it. So it's an algorithm thing. So I always have the hosts do the red heart. I have, besides the daily engagement posts, I tell the hosts, you can post 1 or 2 times more, but no more than that a day. I kind of explain it different. In other words, every day, typically mid-morning or mid-afternoon, I have the host do a daily thank you post. Thank you for your orders. And I have them tag and group everybody who ordered in one post. Some hosts want to do a separate thank you for your order post for every single person who orders. And sometimes the page will just get blown up with thank yous. You want them to group all those thank yous into one post. It recently happened to me. I had a host that was welcoming every single person that joined the party, which to me is superfluous. You don't need that, as well as posting thank yous. And what happens is everybody gets a notification when I and the host post in that party. If people open their notifications and they see 10 posts between me and the host, many will turn off the notifications for that party, and you've just lost a person. Okay, so again, concise, have the host be concise in their posting. I post, you need to be aware of when you post and what you post. I post 3 times a day. I post at 7 a.m. host time. And the reason is it typically catches people before they go to work, because I start the day off with my engagement post. If I used to post at 8 or 9 in the morning, in my engagement post, I'm going to talk about those in a moment, is typically a game. I kept getting people saying, oh my gosh, was at work and I couldn't play and I didn't get to see this till 5 o'clock when I got off work. So I started posting at 7 a.m. That gives them a chance to get in on the games in the morning before they get to work. I post at 12:15. The reason is typically people will be on lunch at 12, give them a few minutes to get settled. And then 12:15, I do my midday posts. And then my evening posts are at 7:30. Typically people have had dinner. They've got their evening chores done. They're starting to wind down, or that post is there when they go to bed at 9, 10 o'clock and they'll see it. I do typically 7 posts a day. I do 2 in the morning, 2 midday, and 3 in the evening. Those posts are, when I do post, they're typically 10 to 15 minutes apart from each other. So that people will get a notification for the first post, they'll get a notification for the second post. What I used to do is every 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, I would schedule those posts and people would get, if you post it twice within 4 minutes, people get 1 notification instead of 2. But what I have found, when they open that notification, they're only seeing, they won't scroll, they only see the first post and they're missing the second post. So then that's why I stretched out my posting times to 10 to 15 minutes apart from each other to make sure that they see that second post. I do not post after 9 p.m. on parties because I know a lot of people are active at 10 and 11 at night. I get that. But if you look, the majority probably isn't active. And depending on the age group, some people don't know how to turn off their dingers. You know, when you get a notification, it goes ding, ding, ding. I used to be one of those. I didn't know how to do that, and I finally learned. So people start getting like, oh my God, will this thing ever shut up? So I take into account, there's some people out there that get a ding every time I post. You need to be aware of that. So your posts are the roadmap of where you want your guests to go and where you want to lead them. You want to make sense of your posts. You just don't want to throw mud at the wall and see what sticks, so to speak, and just post something. Typically, like my evening posts, on my 3 posts, I'll do a product demonstration video that's in marketing imagery, such as maybe the enameled cast iron, that shows our pieces in the Dutch oven. The one that Tim does, it's enameled cast iron 101, because that tells people about the product. Then I'll do a recipe, and there's a great Dutch oven bread recipe on marketing imagery. I know if you ask Pam nicely, Pam has an awesome, I think it's rosemary thyme or something like that, recipe that's shorter than the one on the home office that in marketing imagery that Pam uses. And then the third one, I do an accompanying post. Like, for example, the measure, mix, and pour video not only shows the measure, mix, and pour, but it shows our awesome acacia wood salad bowl stack. People can cook a stew in the Dutch oven. They could cook a loaf of bread and they can make a nice salad. There's it's like a package deal, so you want your post to kind of make sense, if that makes sense. Do not post booking posts or recruiting posts. If you're doing, a multi-day party, don't do them right off the bat. I don't even post about booking or recruiting until 3-4 days in. If I were on a party and I saw right in the first day, oh, join my team or book a party and get all this free, I'm like, you know what? I came to Sally's party to learn about product. I don't want to be hit up to do all this stuff, right? And it kind of turns people off. Okay. And people will tune out of your parties. I have 1 day of pre-party, and that is to get people warmed up to the party. In other words, host sent out the invites 2 days ago. And the purpose of pre-party, when you're posting, everyone who was invited is in preview mode for 3 days before they kind of get shut off from seeing the posts. Doing the pre-party, people are starting to see the posts and they're like, oh, I want to join this. And you'll see a lot of people on pre-party day joining the party. And the day before the party starts, I always go live with a welcome video. So I explain to people what to expect and how the party works, because many on Facebook, they're going through so fast, they won't read. They just want to see a picture or a video. And when I go live and explain everything that's in the party description and the welcome video, it reinforces and people will watch that and listen to it. But since a year ago when COVID hit and everybody is being inundated with virtual parties of all types, you know, every direct selling company, you want to set yourself apart. Why is your party different? Why should these people stick with you to see your party when they've been to 2 parties a week for the last 54 weeks, you know, that type of thing. Typically pre-party, I do change your notification post to see all. A couple months ago, I actually started, I actually post I don't do an early bird order prize drawing, but I do a prize drawing 2 days into the party for all the people who have commented on the change your notification posts. That's how important that is. So I do the change your notification post. Then later that day, I say, hey, you know, if you want to get in the first prize drawing Tuesday night, comment on the change your notification post. I do the shipping post, you know, explains to people the shipping costs. I do the prize drawing post I just talked about. I also post about our guarantee, because right now our guarantee is extended, okay, beyond what is normal, and people love that. They're apt to be, they're more comfortable ordering, knowing that if they don't like the product, they have more time beyond the 30 days. They actually have 120 days to return products now. And then if I have, you know, a couple of extra openings, there's what I call the left-handed post. Doris Christopher, our founder, is left-handed. So everything Pampered Chef has is made to work with both right and left-handed people. That is a great post to show people, because so many left-handed people won't buy kitchen utensils because they're not made for left-handed people. And then sometimes I'll put the replacement post on there that we have replacement parts, because you've got people that went to a party 10 years ago and maybe they broke their wires on their egg slicer, or, you know, another common one is the clear collar on the food chopper, because their husband smashes it so hard on the counter, it breaks the clear collar. Let them know we have replacement parts. You don't have to buy the whole product again. I run my parties Sundays through Fridays, my typical virtual party. Sometimes I'll do a 48-hour party or a 3-day party, but my typical average party is Sunday through Friday. You don't have to follow that. It depends on what your schedule is. But the reason I do Sunday through Friday is Sunday and Thursdays statistically are the 2 days people purchase the most online. Okay, so I want a Sunday and Thursday in there. In the wintertime, typically in Sundays, people are sitting around, you know, if it's raining outside, cuddled up, and they're shopping online. Not so much in the summertime when they're outside. And then Friday, I want a Friday in there because a lot of people get paid on Fridays. You want to communicate in your parties when the party ends and when the orders are due. It is so frustrating when people don't get their orders and the host doesn't know when the party ends. But if you let people know, hey, this party ends Friday night, orders are due in by 6 p.m. Friday, or whatever your time cutoff is. And then the last day of the party, I always check in with the host and say, okay, is there a reason that you want to leave your link open for a couple of more days for you to grab some more outside orders? For me, the Facebook party ends Friday night, but the link, the host, if she wants a couple of extra days, can share that link, pull in some more orders. Then my last post on Friday night is to let people in the group know, hey guys, Sally's waiting for a couple more orders to come in, just to let you know her party link is going to remain open until 5 p.m. Sunday. So you've got time if you've got any last minute orders, because there's always last minute people. I would say 50% of my parties, people actually wait till after, quote unquote, the party closes and orders are still coming in. Now, the reason I stopped my posting on Friday night, okay, I know some consultants, if the host says, I want to keep the link open, so to speak, they don't know that the host order is what closes the party, because you want to maintain control of that. But I explained to the host, the Facebook portion ends Friday. You know, it's up to you to go collect orders. The reason is, typically I do 5 to 6 parties a week. Facebook has a maximum daily post limit in a 24-hour period. If I'm doing more than 5 to 6 parties a week, okay, so every day I'm posting like 50 to 60 posts. I can't keep that party going because I'm going into my next week's party starting Friday. I max out on my daily posts and I get put in Facebook jail. No, it's like your party ends Friday. I quit posting Friday because Saturday I'm starting up the pre-party for my next week's parties. That's my reasoning. Now, if you're not running that many parties and if you do want to post, great. Typically, I have the host post over the weekend if they want to keep the link open and stay in front of people. Many of you may not, or some of you may not know that in Consultants Corner under marketing imagery, if you go in there, there is plan a party. And when you click that, it literally gives you all the posts for a full party, starting from the cover photo on your party, games, you name it, product posts. It literally walks you right through the party and you can download the images, create the posts, and create your party templates there. That is a great resource if you're looking for ideas for parties. And they have party themes. So if you want to sips and dips or appetizers or, you know, fajitas and margaritas, whatever, you can go in there, get the posts associated with those themes. Posts are valuable real estate in a party. That is your chance to be in front of the people to sell the product. Use the demonstration videos on Consultants Corner, unless you're going live to demonstrate it. People, 8 out of 10 people will watch a video. 8 out of 10 people will not read a post. People want to learn and know how a product works. They want to see it in action. It's the same with a live party. What I demonstrate at a live party is what people buy. Don't just post static pictures throughout your party, okay? Don't be afraid to show the high-priced items. I know some people are. Don't just focus on the $25 and unders, okay? We have a whole spectrum of products, and you're going to have all different types of people. You're going to have people that have disposable income that'll buy those high-end products. You're going to have people that are on a budget. You know, if people are on a budget, that's a great segue into having them book and host a party. Hey, you know what? If you're on a budget, you can't get exactly what you want. Your wish list is bigger than your wallet. Book and host a party. Then you can get what you want for free, 50 or 60% off. I suggest people go live on their parties with tips and tricks beyond the Pampered Chef demonstration videos. And let me explain. For example, we can post the garlic press demonstration, where Tim squishes the garlic. Oh man, that comes out really cool. However, Tim doesn't open it back up to show how the skin is so easy to remove from the garlic press. That's impressive to people, believe it or not. That's a daily, everyday tip and trip. I do that in my garlic press video. On the can opener video, they show how easy it is to use the can opener, but everyday tip and trick. I get, over the years, people that come up to me and say, I have that can opener and I can't get it off the can. It's stuck to the can. I said, there's a trick, so to speak, a trick. And I explain that when I go live, you do the thing and then you back turn it a quarter turn, you'll hear a click and your can is off the can opener. And they're like, oh my God, I've had it all these years and I didn't know that. Okay. So you've got to think of the everyday real life hacks. I do one with, once our glazed stoneware comes back in stock, with the stoneware bowl, that I use for, I tell people about heat retention. You can make, a bunch of spaghetti, put it in the oven and it stays warm on the table. But not only does it retain heat, it retains cold. And we don't get this in the PC videos. Live shows, I always take those bowls and make a salad. I say, stick it in the fridge for an hour or two. And your bowl is nice and chilled and it'll keep your lettuce and your salad nice and chilled on the table. That's an everyday hack you don't get really on the consultant corner videos. The other thing I do when I do that bowl, the cool retention with the salad, is I show them how to chop a head of romaine lettuce. That most people don't know the trick to have uniform, even, precise pieces for a Cobb salad, for example. And I show them the quick little trick on how to cut a head of lettuce. And oh my God, I get so many comments on that. They're like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Because I used to be a hand ripper, just ripping pieces were all different sizes and shapes. And it's just a really cool trick that people love. So people want to see that real life stuff. I mentioned last week, I am not a proponent of posting the host needs help. The host is $50 away from the next level of rewards. What I will do, if I have a host that's been working their party, and she's really close, on the very last day, there's a post I have that I say the host is really close to her goal, but we're not quite there yet. So, let's cheer her on. But I support the host and push for the host to get there if the host has been really trying. If I get a deadbeat host, I'm not going to do the host work for her, in other words. I said I post the daily engagement post first thing in the morning, just so you guys know. Typically on Sunday mornings, which is the first day of my parties, I do a roll call post, or are you new or familiar with Pampered Chef? If so, what's your favorite product? Just to kind of get them loosened up, talking, how to get to know them. I have a fun one that says, how do you know our host but lie? And oh my gosh, those get really funny. I mean, you get where, I met Pam in a brothel 20 years ago when we worked there, or something, something. You get some really crazy things. Or I met Sally in jail, when we were in there, it just kind of loosens people up. On Monday and Tuesdays, I do a guessing game. And I make it not overly hard, but not overly easy. The purpose of posting these guessing games is it keeps people coming back to the party page throughout the day, and they see your posts. Okay, that's the whole premise of doing these games, is to keep people coming in to the party page. Wednesday and Thursday morning is when I post my Google form. I don't refer to it as a Google form on the party. I refer to it as the prize drawing entry form, because that's more apt for people to want to click it and enter it and fill it out. And, that's an engagement post. On the Wednesday and Thursday mornings, they have to click that, get their entry form in, and they are proactive in the party. Use your biggest, most exciting product posts for the day. You want to post those in the evening because the evenings are when you're going to have your most customers paying attention to the party. That's your big real estate right there. Be aware of your images that you're posting, because I know we get in ruts where we kind of post the same images over and over and over. I recently took a look at a party a few weeks ago where the shipping image was from September. It said, coming October 1st, direct ship. And it was a September image, and this was a party in February. So take a look, update your images as needed. Also be aware the products you're posting about, make sure they are available. I know we've been through some unprecedented times the last year with the stoneware and the cookware. I had a party I reviewed recently where they were posting about all the stoneware and it's not available, but they weren't letting people know it's not available. It's okay to post about the stoneware, but let them know, hey guys, we're having a new kiln made and we'll have our stoneware back March and April. If you want to book a party to get it, at least let them know. Because what will happen if you post about it and don't tell people that, the first thing you're going to get is a whole bunch of comments that says, it's not available, it's not available, it's not available. Okay, let people know. And for example, we have 4 pieces of stoneware available now. Okay, that's good to post about. But let people know all of the rest of our stoneware will be here, in about a month. If you're interested in the other stoneware, let's get your party book so you can get the other stoneware. Utilize the live chat rooms on your parties. People love this. If I find I have an extra half hour one evening, I'll post in the party, hey guys, join me live at 6 p.m. for a happy half hour. I'll be in the kitchen, ask all the questions you want about our products or about Pampered Chef. And I just literally have my phone on in the kitchen. People hop in. Oh my gosh, they're so engaging because they feel comfortable. It's like, I've heard about the I'm trying to think of such and such a knife or whatever, but products, because we can't show all the products in our party. And I'm right there, I can grab them, show them, talk to them in real life. It drums up orders and it drums up bookings. So, even 15 minutes, it's like, have a happy, whatever, bring your cocktails, bring your coffee, or in the mornings, weekday mornings. Monitor the comments on the parties. One of my pet peeves is this happens typically with newer consultants who haven't gotten their system down yet. And I get it. A lot of us work during the day, but we take potty breaks. We take coffee breaks. If you're having a party going, you want to be on that party checking. You want to acknowledge comments in a timely manner. If you have a game going, you don't go 5 hours and not acknowledge anybody's answers. You want to give hints. You want to check in, because people will check out of the party if you don't acknowledge, at least with a heart, if not a comment. Let them know, hey, I see you. I see your comment. I'm acknowledging it. But if it's 5 to 8 hours before you acknowledge that, people are going to think, oh, this person didn't see it. They don't care about me. They don't care about me commenting. Realize you have all types of people in the parties. You're going to have cooks. You're going to have bakers. You're going to have moms with kids that need snacks, or busy moms that don't know how to cook. You're going to have guys that do microwave cooking, older people especially. You're going to have people that love barbecuing. You're going to have people on a budget and people without a budget. So therefore, you need to address all these people, not focus on just one. Okay, as usual, I knew this was going to be about 45 minutes. Lots of info. Any comments, any tips or tricks that I didn't go over that you find that you guys are having success with? Or maybe something I missed, or questions on something I talked about? You can unmute and let me know if you do.
What's the cutting the romaine lettuce tip?
Oh, okay. I can probably post it. It's just a video I did in the kitchen. So you have your head of romaine. I have it on the cutting board, and then I take the chef's knife, and while it's laying, let me see if I have something here. So while this is a head of romaine. You take the knife, go down, cut just about an inch from the base, down, quarter turn, stick the knife in. You do that 4 of those. Quarter turn, quarter turn, quarter turn. Okay, so you have 4 slices. Then you just slice the end and you have uniform little strips, same size for your romaine lettuce. And what it does, it actually looks pretty in the bowl. And it looks professional. It's amazing. Were you aware of that trick, Pam?
I do it, I don't do it that way, but I just slice my lettuce and then I chop through those.
It's the same thing, but just
Kinda after
reverse.
the fact.
Yeah, and
And
it
it works better
goes.
too in the, when you wash it, because they're little pieces and then throw them in the, I can't, then they dry a lot better than big leaves going in there.
Mhm. But just such a quick hack, and people love it. And they love that because when you put it in, it's just the way it looks in the bowl. It's just an amazing appearance, because I sometimes will show them this is my hand ripped lettuce, or I do it like you just said versus the way, and you can definitely see and tell the difference. If you want to impress people, cut your lettuce that way. Any questions, Christine?
I just had one question. At the end of your party, when you're directing them to your VIP group, you've got the link and they go to your VIP group. Is there a place for them to click to join? Because I'm not seeing that.
Yes. Now, when you copy the URL for your VIP page,
Mhm.
the last day of the party, I say, if you want to keep current on anything Pampered Chef, and then I paste the URL in there,
Right.
come and join my page. As soon as they go there, they have a question and they'll say, do you want to join this page?
Okay, because I wasn't seeing that when I visit my own page. I guess it's different.
That's because you already joined your page.
Okay, perfect. Okay, because I've just been inviting people in. I wasn't sure which way to do that.
Yeah, you can invite them in, but in every party I do that post. And then what'll happen when they go to join group, you're going to get a member request. And when you check your notification, it'll say Sally requested to join Christine's VIP Pampered Chef page.
Cool. Perfect.
Now, if you want, because I don't think I'm a part of yours, if you want to send me, well, actually, if you just send me the URL on your VIP page, I will go in, I'll take a screenshot of what it looks like from my side, so you know, and then I'll request to join, so we can go through the process like I'm somebody from a party.
Okay.
And I'll send you screenshots so you can see what they look like.
Okay, great. That'd be helpful. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mark, I don't know if you're listening. How's that little bear boy?
He's good. I mean, this is why I have to be on mute, because he's like a handful. He's running around behind me and I'm like, stop, I'm trying to concentrate.
My bear boy, he's got the cutest little brown. I haven't heard what the genetics, if they've come back, Mark, but the cutest.
Oh, no, they haven't come back yet.
Little pup. God, he's amazing. So
yeah, he's like, I mean, I feel like any kind, like when we're outside and he's got to greet everybody. I mean, I'm telling you, he's easily distracted if a leaf flies by, or it's just crazy. It's a handful.
Cool. Okay, any other questions, gang? We're right in an hour.
Quick comment. I just want to say that the self demos, I do the garlic press and I do the can opener and I do the close and cut, which now is gonna be part of the set, I guess, but I always sell at least one of each of those when I do that. And the can opener, I always get at least one person to say, I never knew how that worked, and then they
Mhm.
order one.
Or the bird, I call it the bird beak on the can
Yeah,
opener.
that's what I call it.
Yeah, people don't know about that. One of the things too, which it's kind of common sense, but I get some, because when you start getting parties booked from parties, you'll typically have, the past host and then a couple of common friends that, hop from party to party to party. And sometimes the host will say, can you change it up? You posted this demo in the last 2 parties, and I say, okay, you've got 3 common people that were in the last couple of parties that saw that. You've got 250 that haven't.
Hmm.
I want to sell a garlic press to these 250. And they're like, oh, because they don't look at it that way. They just say, God, for the last month, we keep seeing these same demonstrations over and over. But it's only a handful of people that are seeing the demonstrations over and over. But you've got all these new people that you're showing that demonstration to. So I sometimes have to explain to hosts that, when you get a chain of bookings from a party as to why they're like, well, don't you have something new to show? Well, the thing is, it's new to 99% of the people in your party, just
Yeah,
not
we have a
you.
cherry pitter.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
I
I'm
know.
probably going to do a demo. Okay, this is the way I used to do it, and take a straw and through each one and then show them how easy it is now. But okay, guys, spring launch tomorrow, new spring products. Yeah, pretty fun. Okay, well, I'm going to stop the recording, and thanks, gang. You guys have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.